Welcome back to the Beef and Barnzy show on a special Thursday where Stu is not on vacation.
Yeah,
the rare, and we're gonna have a special Weber Cup breakdown as our guest today will come on and analyze and break down the matchups, roast everybody, talk about how dumb the captains are with their selections, whatever comes to mind. So, anything of interest happened the last couple days for you?
no, not really. No, I used Belmo's Ball in League for 2 games. It wasn't as magical as my dark code, but nothing is. I had Belmo. Well, at least it's not my fault. The whole time I was bowling, he was super excited when I had 279 front 6, and then I broke to him that was what I'd had every week for the last 3 weeks. So it was okay. It was 520 for 2. So I did some more videos with it. So we'll see what it looks like. But definitely a little cleaner than the dark code.
Cleaner than dark code.
What's been going on with you?
Not a lot. Still, I drilled a couple balls. I drilled the Trent 2. That's going to get a go down the lane today, as well as a couple of hypes. I have a baller coming in, so I'm going to get a chance to try some balls that I haven't yet, like Wine Camo, etc. So
Okay.
Hopefully UPS shows up earlier than later, and those get a chance to go down the lane. And it is my lovely wife's birthday today. So
yep. Happy birthday, Linda.
29 once again. So fortunately she likes older guys. Let's go with that. Gosh, that's about it really. And so
well, I've been filling out all my paperwork to go to England. It got a little easier this week, in fact. Being vaccinated, I don't need to get a test to go. So that was a positive to all those people who don't want to get vaccinated. If you want to travel, it makes life easier.
Yeah, significantly, actually.
Okay, I'm off the political fence that somebody's going to shoot me from. You know.
All right. Well, I think with no further ado, it doesn't really serve us to waste any time when we have a guest of this esteem waiting.
Oh, here we go.
In the green room. So he is a 3-time Collegiate Player of the Year, and he is the first to remind you that all 4 of his years in college were the same as Sean Rash's. He is a 2-time World Singles Champion. I believe the only one of those. He has 13 titles. At least 4 or 5 of those are singles, and 2 majors.
Was he a Rookie of the Year?
I believe he's been Rookie of the Year. He's been No, he tied for Player of the Year in the points the one year, lost a tiebreaker. He was really close to leading average one year. He lost by 0.02 pins to West one year.
So did that just mean he missed the cut on cheetah one time?
Probably bowled like one less game in a match somewhere, and
but I think that 0.02 in average cost me the Weber Cup that year too.
Well played.
And also, hold on. You try to bury it in the front of that whole rant, but never once have I ever said that Sean was in college the same year. No. Never one time. Yeah, I let you try to sneak that in right at the beginning. That like you said so much after that, I would forget that that's what you said. Great.
But you were a rookie.
To be fair, you never had to say it because everybody else knew. So.
Yeah, I think his career's turned out fine. I don't think he's sweating it at this point.
Yeah, he had the junior 300 record there for a few minutes too, so he had some things to go back on.
Well, listen, that's any record from when we were juniors is not standing anymore. So whatever that is.
No, zero chance. Zero chance. So, what has been new in the O'Neill household? Obviously, you had a lot of extra time in the off season since Ben Simmons still plays for your favorite basketball team.
You can't even say still gets paid.
What's that?
Can't even say still gets paid by your team because even that's in escrow now.
I'm making more money than Ben Simmons right now.
Well, you bowled the Chris Paul.
Yeah.
That's coming up this weekend, I think.
17th.
Okay. 17th. So 10 days from now. Okay. So we won't talk about that, but you went.
I was there, yes. That's as much as I can say. The paperwork I signed says so. And yeah, I was there.
Are you allowed to tell us if Gavin had a good time?
Nope. Just in case. Nobody had any fun. I don't know. I'll let you know on the 17th.
But Gav did go with you, huh?
He did, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It was cool. It was, yeah, we had a really good time. He had a nice week, too, because we went to, he's really into wrestling. So we went to a wrestling event, SmackDown on that Friday. So that was cool, too. So he had quite the week. I set the bar too high for an 8-year-old that I'll never be able to reach that again. So pretty much everything in his life from now on will be a disappointment, I think.
Just unfair and mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, is that sign behind you? Does that say oil or is that OU?
It says OU.
Oh, okay. I don't know if it was oil.
Oil prices suck. Hashtag Joe's fault.
Tina is a diehard Texas Longhorns fan, and it's Texas OU weekend. So, and Tina's in charge of the board. So
that's her project. So it's really her that's, giving you the jab, or EJ, or Oscar.
Why is she a Longhorns fan? Is she from Texas?
Yeah, she was born and raised in Austin.
Oh, you guys can't bounce around so much. I don't know what.
And when you're in Austin, there isn't anything else to support.
True. Actually.
Breweries.
Literally nothing. We have one professional team. Nobody understands that. They go, "Oh, you're talking about the soccer team?" And I'm like, "No, I'm talking about the Longhorns. One professional team. They suck, but the Jaguars are a professional team also. So
It's true. Well, they got a college coach, so I think.
Alan's on it today. He's a little salty. I spent the evening over at his place watching. He's a big Cardinals fan, so we watched the ball game last night. He was a little disappointed in how that one turned out. So
yeah,
it's pretty unfair that the team with 16 less wins didn't get into the playoffs. Should be really upset by that.
Yeah. It was the most typical baseball game ever. Boring as shit for 3.5 hours, and then one guy hit a homer right at the last possible moment that the game could be decided. Yay, baseball!
Not everything can be as riveting as soccer. So
you always do that. You always do the soccer thing. The cricket that's where you need to go.
Right.
They play for like 5 days.
The thing is like the number one watched most popular sport in the world is soccer, and the second is cricket.
It's not the most popular.
They play in India. They got 1 billion people over there.
Exactly.
For so long that they counted as like 4 or 5 different people. So.
Well, bowling's the number one participation sport in the country. So.
Yeah, just ask Chad. And Big Mike.
2 peas in a pod, them two.
No, she went to West Texas A&M.
West Texas, and it wasn't A&M when she went there, but yeah,
it was.
I don't think so.
I know so. It's okay.
She's not that young.
Why does Stu hate on American sports besides soccer? I don't. I'm like, I like watching more American sport than anybody.
Yeah, you're the exact opposite of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just hate baseball. I think
it's just baseball.
Fucking awful. Even the people I talk to who play baseball don't like baseball. Like John Burkett's like, yeah, that's why I was a pitcher. I hate baseball. He goes, I played it once every 5 days. He goes, I like being paid to play baseball. I'm like, okay. So anyway, Weber Cup. Let's do the American team first because it's fun and ours wasn't really much of a choice. Were you a little shocked that Barnes kicked the MVP to the side? Went with the world's second oldest rookie.
Here we go.
I was when the poster came out of all the teams. I was actually more surprised that Chris was even on the team, let alone picking people that were there. I thought maybe there was Tom Hess had a passport snafu or something that wasn't able to take his place, or
Tom would be on our team. We were thinking about flying Tom in just to manage our team because you know how much he owns Barnes right now.
Yeah, just to sit on the bench and stare. Just look at him and just will that 206 right in there.
Yeah, but then we realized, Bill, that Barnes isn't really our problem. It's the other 7.5 hands on the team that we've got to play against.
That's true. You got the only thumb.
Yeah, they got one thumb hole between 5 of them.
Yeah.
10 fingers and 1 thumb.
But yeah, I was a little shocked. EJ being a MVP last year, basically carried Chris over the line that last session. It was a little surprised he got kicked to the curb so quickly.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I didn't follow it a ton because I knew I wasn't going to be on it, just because I knew that you had the top 2 in points, right?
Yeah,
right.
So I knew it wasn't in that, and I knew there's no reason why Anthony wouldn't go. So I was who was the selection? It was Anthony and Darty or Vi?
No,
yeah.
Vi was second in points.
Oh, right. No, you went by the point list. You went. You didn't want to ruffle any feathers, and in true Barnes fashion, you didn't want to ruffle feathers.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I went with chalk.
Yeah, that team went 1, 2, 3, 4, 43. As opposed to our team that went 8, 16, 62, 68, and 203. So,
yeah, but your team people won't remember. Just say listen, it's the guys from overseas. They couldn't even come over. That's why they were lower.
Yeah, I mean, we picked the 5 top European bowlers.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody got a free ride on our team. Even though Barnes is ahead of half our team in points. You'd still be on my team, Bill.
That's the beauty of the Weber Cup. It doesn't really matter once you get there, right? It's still intense, and it's I don't know. Your team's still pretty good.
Yeah,
especially over there in that one lane.
Yeah, we just got to get Jesper warmed up. If he can win, I think we have to win 18 points. If Jesper can maybe account for 14 of those, we should be good.
Especially if you guys can each shrink the format even more and the games even more to where he only has to bowl 7 frames instead of a full 10, and then he won't have to move at all. He's perfect. You guys would never lose.
Yeah, I mean, basically, if Simonson and Troop can't bowl, I feel like we got a chance to win. Because in the last few years, Simo basically didn't even want to get out of bed. He said, "I'm too jet lagged to bowl for 2 days." Last time when you guys came.
Yeah, he's like, "Nah, listen, guys, just I'm not going to bowl any of the doubles or anything. So just put me at the end. I'm not ready yet, and then I'll have a couple 300s the last day, and that's what I'll do."
Yeah. I mean, it was
Sounds
great.
Good,
you guys were 6-0 up, and Simo was jet lagged. It was cool,
and he hadn't bowled yet. Yeah.
It was awesome. Well, we shall see. I feel like if we can get off to a good start, that usually works out quite well for us. Unfortunately, we haven't done recently, but I feel like not having your intimidating presence on the lanes, Bill, is going to be good for us.
Well, I would agree. You got fans this year, though, right? Too.
Fans, yeah. The only problem is there's going to be those 10 people who turn up and cheer for Chris, which is kind of weird.
They're doing it ironically.
Well, I don't think they're smart enough to be doing it ironically.
They are English, so yeah.
I don't know, but yeah. So we, I feel like me and Dom are going to use the experience line about 103 times during every interview, because I mean, what else are we going to say? I mean, maybe you have some tips for us for, those or should we just go the Greg Popovich way? They ask us a question and be like, yes.
No, I think what you're doing now is perfect. Just the lead up to the whole thing, being like, oh, woe is us. We stink. Everybody stinks. There's no way we can win. If we win 3 or 4 points, it'd be a miracle. You did that whole thing, and then you kind of make them overconfident, and then they get there, and it's like, wow, we can't possibly lose to these guys. And then that's when you sneak up on them. You're doing it right.
See, the thing was, we've tried to do that in the past because we used to do the old, you win the first session 6-1. Okay, now we'll try, and we won because you guys were so blasé about it that But we've used that trick now, and now it just seems that we lose the first session, and then we just get pummeled. So
listen, you lost the the ability to like switch the pattern at the end and then drill a bunch of urethane balls to hoses. So
that happened one time.
You only beat us like 3 times, so it's 33% of the times that you won the thing.
Yeah. I mean, it did help that the one year that we won, that you bowled 180 at me every time. That helped.
I don't even know if I got the 180. I might have been bowling 180 in the whatever scoring system you guys are using now.
Yes. But,
it was so bad.
Jesper always laughs about the fact that Parker Bone bowled like 179 in consecutive frame scoring. And Jesper thinks it's the most hilarious thing in the world. And I go, Jesper, it's not that funny for one-handers. Like, we could easily go like 7 frames without a strike. You throw 7 strikes every single game. Of course you think 195, 170 is pathetic.
Oh, but, Chris, make sure, I just thought of this. Make sure that everybody in the team knows that that's the scoring system. Because I didn't know that when we were bowling. And it was like the first game, it was the Baker. And I looked at the score and I was like, I don't know, I was either trying to get somebody's attention off to the side, or I was telling somebody on our team, like, they got the scores wrong. The scores are wrong. I don't know what this is, but it's not, we're winning by more than this.
Yeah, they don't have a double. We've got the front 5 and we're only up by 20. What's going on? I mean, I think it's kind of cool because I guess the whatever we're calling it, single frame scoring, whatever, has disappeared from everything that's international competition now, but the Weber Cup. So it's still at the Weber Cup, but I actually find it kind of fun for the Weber Cup because it means that every game basically goes down to the 10th frame, even if you've struck every shot and the other guy hasn't got a strike.
I mean, it does keep a lot of games closer. That's for sure.
And it is like exactly. See, Alex is called. We're not allowed to call it world scoring anymore because now they're called the international, not world, because that made a difference. And they've kicked it to the curb now. So now it's just the Weber Cup scoring. That's what it's called now. Weber Cup scoring.
Have they trademarked it?
I don't know, but they probably should. But the problem is if you trademark something, the only way you make money out of that is because somebody else wants to use it.
Yeah, but then you get to put that little cool TM circle next to the thing. That's all it's for.
Wow,
so I'm guessing you don't like that scoring. It's from what I gather.
I don't like it when we're bowling against two-handers because they strike way more than we do, and literally the only thing you have to do is strike. When we had basically the only good two-hander, when Kyle first started coming over and we had Jesper, it was a pretty good idea. Jesper couldn't make a single pin, but could throw 8 strikes a game. That worked out pretty good for us. Since Kyle became player of the year, and Simo, and Vi, doesn't work out so good for us. Your former teammate.
Oh, Simo, hi, bud.
Oh, jeez.
Former teammate. That's nice. That's nice.
Well,
listen, I can't be all that mad because if I did get invited to the Weber Cup this year, it would have been like the first show I made of the year. So it's not really. I didn't exactly crush him this year to be upset about it.
All right, just find a European relative. You're in.
So
my last name's O'Neill. I'm Irish. Well,
exactly.
I'll go move in with Sloan for a couple weeks.
Yeah, well, Sloan can't make the team. He's the only other European guy who bowled the tournaments who didn't make the team.
I just meant to establish my Irish citizenship.
Yeah. I mean, it's working out all right with Simo hanging out with Sloan. It hasn't dragged him down at all.
No, it's doing all right. So we're going to let you break down some individual matchups for fun.
Okay. Okay.
And we'll start right off at the top. Jesper versus Simo.
Couldn't you use Kyle?
No, I know. We've seen how that turned out. So
everything in regards to Jesper in this event, and basically every event that he bowls, is can he figure out what happens when his urethane ball pushes the oil down the lane? And that's it. That's the whole thing. He wins almost every time he figures that out. If he can figure out what he's doing, your mistake, Chris, is you should have had another lefty throwing urethane, and then that would have been it. He would have.
So
he would have been. Well, maybe not, because maybe like if he gets too much urethane, then it goes the other side. He gets caught in that like middle section where he can't do anything but flat 7 and 6 pin after like
all about the rack.
Lane.
As long as we get a good rack on the left side, we'll be fine. Well, because he hits the pocket every shot. It's just the rack.
Yeah.
Right.
So Simo says you can't go and establish citizenship with Sloan because Sloan's basically a Las Vegas resident now.
I don't want to move to Vegas, so I guess
with the racks. That's why Simonson's here. So
Yeah, listen, you got to get Anthony over a couple days early. Make sure you can get a couple good night's sleep. Get on schedule. I tell you, he's learning from Belmo, because that's what Belmo does too when he bowls bad. He's just like, oh, I'm jet lagged. Just brutal. I didn't get any
bowl bad. He just said he was jet lagged. He did the Oscar thing when Oscar was the daddy. He would lead the squad by like 70 and then blame his cross for only leading by 70. Man, I had a terrible.
You got to understand, when I say Simo bowled bad, it's Simo bowled bad relative to what he normally bowls, not relative to everyone else. It's just in how he normally bowls. He bowled bad.
Oh, Jason's. I'll take that.
Oh,
I'll take that every day. 100%, because I've seen how Simo bowling regularly against Jesper works out for us. So if Simo wants to put out the stones and throw it back up, I'll take my chances on that one.
I tell you though, if at some point you guys are up like 15-4 or something, you got to make that match happen. You got to get a Simo back up against Jesper and see what happens.
You see Jesper crack right in half.
And Dom would be upset too. He might throw a ball at Simo.
No. Dom can't get upset with Simo. That's his meal ticket. He's signed up for the Bill O'Neill plan.
What's that?
Well, that's his doubles partner.
Oh, right, true. Yeah, but we won't bowl that for a while. So as long as he just hurts him a little bit, he'll be recovered by the time January rolls around.
Sorry.
Yeah, lefty said it.
I tell you, it doesn't get brought up often enough that Simo won a flow bowling event throwing it back up against a lefty. Was it Matt Sanders?
Yes.
Yeah, we don't talk about that enough.
Oh, we do.
Yeah, but I don't. Maybe because I don't go anywhere, so I don't see anybody. But that's kind of wild.
I think I'm pretty much on record, pretty consistently saying he ruined Matt Sanders' career.
Life.
He has about 2 checks since that happened. So.
Well, listen, you have something in common with him because you ruined John Dubinsky's career. So you might. Yeah, I know you're just ruining careers all over the place, you guys.
Well, we were talking. I feel like
you picked on him a lot. That's why he quit. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I mean, I was really disappointed, Bill, that you didn't come to Jonesboro this year, because you would have obviously made it because you had the right ball and you could have eliminated one of the other guys. Like Callahan would have been really happy. He could have gone home earlier.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it was, I feel like I was surprised we didn't see you. Why did we not see you in the summer?
It was nice out here, so I was hanging out, enjoying the outside. So a lot of those tournaments, it was just too expensive. It just some of those flights were $700 for me to get to
it is
Memphis and to Lubbock. And so, like, when your expenses are $1,500 for a long weekend, it just wasn't, finishing like 7th in Lubbock or 4th in Jonesboro to turn a profit just wasn't in the cards.
No,
I did bowl the one in Virginia, and then it promptly made me change my grip. So I'm glad I didn't bowl all of them. Who knows what would have happened?
So for the geeks out there, what did you change?
I've been thinking about for a little while. I needed something different. I was having a hard time just rolling it enough. Everything was just kind of around the side. I was several tournaments in a row. I'm like, I'm leaving a lot of 10 pins, like every which way, ring 10s, messenger 10s, head pins in front, the flat 10, whatever. I was just too many. And I'm like, you can't win like this. And I just finally bowled enough that I realized that I'm watching all the guys who are bowling good and everybody's rolling it. And, my ball, I was perpetually a little bit too far left of the pattern because my ball was just too responsive, no matter what I threw. And so I would move a little left and then 10 pin. And then I would slow down and then it would hook in the front. And then, so I could never really string strikes. It just, the tournament we bowled in Virginia, Doherty led our squad. He had a higher average than my high game, and I made the cut. And so I'm like, something's goofy here. This isn't going well. So I was an 8th left and 0 front to back of my thumb, and I went to a 16th right and an 8th reverse, and I lengthened my ring finger a little bit. And so I've been practicing a bunch, and it definitely helps. It just kind of, my axis was way up, and so I brought that down a little bit. And we'll see. I mean, it definitely gives me some more optionality in my ball roll.
If she comes on Sunday, we'll have all left.
Yeah.
The Weber Cup finishes on Saturday this time, dude. So
I don't really know why. I haven't heard why it's moved up a day, but it is. So
all right, let's move on to the next matchup. Who are you taking the next matchup? Are we doing a captain's matchup?
No. We're going to go in order of strength. So Dom versus.
Oh no, Thomas Larson's the Masters champion. Have some fucking respect there, Chris.
Dom is going to.
You know how hard it is to win that tournament.
I do.
There you go.
Dom is going versus Kyle. So.
Okay.
Well, listen, Dom. I think Dom is great. I don't know if Dom knows he's great, so that's always his problem. Is he's always like doubting everything every time he throws the ball. So Dom's got to get his confidence back wherever that is. He's seemingly has lost it over the last couple of years, constantly changing balls and searching for this or that or the other thing without understanding how good he is. So I think if he gets out there and just puts himself mentally on the same level as Kyle, he has a chance. But Kyle's bowling really good right now. I mean, he doesn't miss. He doesn't make enough. He doesn't make any mistakes. So it's hard to catch him. Unless you're bowling big ones, he's not letting you in.
We were thinking about inviting Nick Hoagland to do the lanes. That slowed him down a little bit.
So Kyle?
Yeah.
Where was that? Oh, the Masters?
Well, the US Open specifically, but it was the only time he bowled bad the whole year, so we've got to cling to that.
All right, there you go. Well, you don't have to. You can just have him email you a pattern.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, because then Jesper won't have a chance.
Listen, pick your poison, man.
Yeah,
can't have it all.
Yeah, Nick Hoagland and two-handed lefties. I mean, he's been shutting them out forever.
Oh shit!
So, Alan Riley. Alan asked a great question here.
Yeah.
Which is the Masters that's difficult to win? Texas Masters.
I hate you, Alan.
Yeah, it's a little difficult to pick Dom in that matchup when Kyle's going to win Player of the Year.
Yeah, it's just sometimes when you're bowling as good as Kyle is too, and every little things go your way here and there too, and he's had that going as well. And you kind of need when any year where you can make over $500,000, I'd say some things are in your favor. So
yeah, he's doing he's
freewheeling a little bit.
Yeah,
pretty good.
When will Alan be on the show? Yeah,
he seems to be on it this whole time we've been on.
Yeah,
cool.
Good job. He has a lot of free time. I'm just saying.
He's like us.
Well.
Oh shit! So before we move on, let's hear a commercial from our friends at True Grit. So there we go.
You guys have
Anyway.
sponsors?
This
is a production. This is great.
So we're moving on. I guess
video.
Is Thomas Larson up next for the Europeans?
Stu Williams.
How are we doing by strength if Thomas comes in after me?
How many times has Thomas been there?
Well, one, and he did okay.
Yeah, sort of. Anyway.
All right, moving on then, Chris. It's your show.
That's right. Since you've been on vacation for a month, I'm taking charge here now.
Yeah.
So, Stu versus Vi. Adonis.
Stu and Vi. Huh. Is Stu playing straight or Stu hooking the whole lane? That's the question. It's two different Stus. Which one are we getting?
Well, let's go with straight for now.
Yeah, why? You don't think you can hook it and beat Chris?
I think anything's possible.
Yeah. I don't know. Ian Poulter had another rough go at the Ryder Cup. I don't know. If you're on the same trajectory, this could be tough.
Could be.
This could be tough. You're playing against the who would be the American Ryder Cup comp for Vi?
Bryson DeChambeau.
I don't know. Is that his first Ryder Cup? I don't know. Xander Schauffele.
Brooks.
I don't know. Well, yeah, it's in stature, I guess. Yeah, he's Brooks is bigger than Chris, but yeah, same. There you go, Brooks. Brooks Koepka, sure.
But Brooks has opinions. Chris doesn't have an opinion on anything.
That's true. He hasn't been around long enough yet to be jaded. He hasn't got there yet. Give him a few more years.
In the early years, Bill didn't either. And look where he is now.
Yeah, now we're getting rid of foul lines.
Yeah, now I want to listen. If you give me 20 minutes, we'll redo the entire scoring system if you want.
Yeah, flat 10 counts for 45. If you
right.
can flat 10 and not have a messenger knock it over, you get 45.
It'd be like we'll be playing bingo, and I'll win because I'll do it all. I'll leave all.
Okay, so I mean, I feel like with Chris's struggles on TV when the lanes have been high scoring, I might have a chance. I mean, he's only bowled 2 300s and he's had plenty of opportunities this season.
I think when that environment's different though. It's a whole different world that thing. So I think you get a couple of first timers in the U.S. teams that I know when I first started, it was all based on how the first couple matches went, how I felt the rest of the time. So if I felt good in those couple shots in that Baker game or the first match I bowled, then I was fine the rest of the rest of the trip. But if those first couple didn't go so well, then you're pressing, the people are yelling at you. It could be tough.
And you're just talking about the person you're playing.
Yeah.
You're just talking about being on the stage with me.
That's right. Rick has a fair point. Yes, that's
I do feel like the one lane thing, and when you go shot for shot, I do feel like it plays into having more interaction between the players. Like, so when you have the 2-2 deal, unless that good break happens on the left lane,
right?
The other guy at that point is kind of like, I'm over this. I'm ready to, have my shot. The red ass only really comes if they go Brooklyn on the left lane as they walk past you.
It's a different mindset also when you're that second guy in those matches and you're always playing from behind. So if you're not necessarily behind in score, but behind in the frame. So the person in front of you is always having a chance to put the heat on you. And so that changes things a little bit. And so, you kind of have to mentally prepare for those types of things.
I personally love the one shot deal. And I think that it's the one thing that we could do that would give the number one seed a much bigger advantage. If you went
I don't mind it at all. I know that's something that Chris has been advocating for a long time. Not necessarily the one shot thing, but the number one seed not having as much of an advantage as the guy coming on. Well, no advantage actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the drama builds more because it's like with the 1-1-1-1 deal, it's like shot for shot. Like you throw you double yours, that person immediately gets to get their double. Like it's not like there's so many times in the 2-shot thing where a match is close, a guy goes up and he throws 2 shots and maybe he goes, spare open or something, the match is over. Like without the other guy really doing anything.
Well, and you don't get to show much emotion generally on the right lane.
Yes.
The first of the 2 shots, that shot is going to be, you're going to keep yourself a little bit level. You have to go back, regroup. You have the 30 seconds to get the next shot off, so you can't go through the whole thing. Whereas this one, you can, if you want to jump and run through the crowd, and then you go back and sit in your chair for a little bit, and then.
Or I've never thought about that. Like as a viewer, TV viewer, how that would be probably a much better experience because people, you're right. Like half the shots we're throwing on the shows are way more level and not that much excitement. I hadn't really thought about that, but it makes sense. But this is bowling, Chris, and so we do things in bowling because we've always done it this way. Not that they need to make any sense whatsoever.
No,
it doesn't matter. It just is the way we've done it, and so this is the way we will continue to do it for the foreseeable future because we bowl.
Exactly. Why else would you change it? Okay, next
match, Teese and Doherty.
No, route. Total route. Doherty's in his head already. I know it. He's going to start yelling from frame 1.
Richie likes a yell. Do I need to bring up the PBA League yells?
That's true.
Yeah, I didn't even know Richie had a voice until the team thing, and then all of a sudden he's WWE.
Frankie Lavoie coming in. He says it's why he never finds the emotion to on the show. He doesn't find the time to show it because he's always good on the right lane, struggles on the left lane on every TV show.
If I had hair like Frankie, I wouldn't want to bounce around too much either. I wouldn't want to mess it up. It's so nice.
I feel like he's going for like the Russian weightlifter. Like he just breaks the world record and he goes like shoots 300.
He spends all his time trying to come up with basketball cliches that he can say to me when he's done.
Yeah, you and him going back and forth with hockey and
yeah. Just the simplest things we can say to each other to try to sound like we know what the other sport is talking about.
Yep, exactly.
So you got Doherty over Teese then? Is that what you're saying, or you got?
I got Doherty. Yeah, you know what? We've been doing this whole thing. I haven't picked anybody to win any of these matches. We just.
Oh, okay.
Been going. But yeah, we'll go. Yeah, Doherty over Teese.
You want to go back through and pick them?
Yeah.
Jesper, Simo.
Simo.
Jesper, Kyle.
Kyle. I'm only picking the US guys.
I gather that one because that's the one singles match we try to line up every time because Jesper gets yapped at by Kyle in the doubles, and Jesper like flips. And it's like, you don't realize that they live together basically when they're on tour because Jesper's like, come and bowl singles, I'll put you in the ground. I think Kyle's beat him once and Jesper's won about 17, it feels like.
This is the year.
Okay.
You're not buying it?
No.
Thomas Larson and myself.
Jesus.
One of these guys can win the Masters.
Who can make it to the end of the game whole? Who can do it? Who's gonna 226?
Somebody said it. So I get to use the cliche, but we don't bowl on paper though, do we?
Let's see.
Sometimes when my man Sean Perry's doing the lanes, we do in the front.
All right, I'm going to be honest with this one. I think I'm going Thomas. And here's why. Because Chris likes to play the lanes a little straighter. So does Thomas. And I think Thomas might have the edge there. If Chris is bowling somebody else and he can stay in his part of the lane, I think he's got a better shot.
What's my part of the lane? I forgot.
I was hoping you didn't ask a follow-up because I don't have an answer for
Well, I figured the easy answer is one of us could win the Masters and the other one couldn't. So he, it was.
I figured that was too easy. I made enough jokes about the Masters, I think, already. I probably got one more Hess joke in me, I think.
Vince Biondo says, apparently you're no longer from the States, Barnes, because he said he was picking all the US guys.
Yeah, well, the ones that he liked. So
listen, if you know one thing about me is I'm a liar. And so I said it, but I didn't mean it.
Yeah, you did it all for comedy value.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go back. Dom Doherty. We'll just mix these up a little bit. See what you think.
Dom Doherty. It's hard to know. We don't know what we're bowling on. We're just picking just based on.
If we're picking bowling in Tampa, then we're picking Doherty. I mean, and John Marks told us that that's completely irrelevant. That bowling in Tampa is like cheating. So I feel like Tom wouldn't have even qualified for the Weber Cup if we hadn't gone to Tampa. John Mark told me that. Did you miss out on this?
No, yes, I was very confused.
Doherty didn't get picked for the All-American team.
Oh, right, yeah. What was that about?
Oh well, because he bowled in his home center for the World Series, so John Mark completely discounted it as any relevance.
Yeah, I think we always forget that we could do that with really anyone, not the home center thing, but you could always just say, well, if you remove this thing, then they're not qualified. Well, it's like, yeah, we could do that with anybody.
But the thing is like he literally said it was your home center, so therefore I'm going to pick Belmo, who made one TV show or whatever it was and had the worst year that he's had in forever. We're going to pick him above you because you won 2 events, but that happened to be at your home center. Now, you weren't bowling against your league bowlers. You were still bowling against all the best bowlers in the world, but that was an unfair advantage.
And by home center, they mean it's in the same city, not actually the city that he bowls league in or has bowled in 10 years.
But it was Doherty, and Doherty was big in
I mean, listen, if you give anybody else what like Belmo's did last year and put their name, anybody else's name on it, that person doesn't make the first team. It's just a legacy selection. They feel like you have to put him in. It's like he's a write-in no matter what. It's like his name's always in there.
Yeah, and it felt like now that Bowlers Journal is owned by USBC, and Tom elected to skip the Masters and the U.S. Open, that was pretty much just a get back. So
I don't know. I think maybe we might be a little too deep into this conversation. This might be a little bit. We might be reading too much into this. I don't know.
Maybe so. I would like to think that it actually had something to do with it. That's a better excuse than you bowling in your home center.
That is fair. Yeah.
That's just saying, hey, I don't really understand how bowling works, but I write about it.
I'm pretty sure
I was asked on here to talk about the Weber Cup, not to slander the entire bowling industry. Let's just go right. Let's get back to the Weber Cup here. We'll just.
All right, let's change it up a little bit. Let's ask some more important questions. So, if you were the team manager for Team USA, we'll do this with Europe as well. So, we got the Baker starting off on Thursday night, whatever it is we're bowling, right? What's your order?
Let's see. I would go. Wait, we start with USA.
Yeah.
I go.
Do you want to just put Barnes at 2 to start with?
I was trying to figure out a way that I could make the lineup and then have somebody bowl twice. Is that possible? Can I do that?
No, because we've got 5-man teams now, so it's all.
Yeah. All right. So Barnes has to bowl. I would. Barnes likes bowling leadoff. Typically, right? You like bowling leadoff.
I mean, the thing is
he's sitting this whole conversation.
The thing with the whole deal is now because you only bowled 10 shots, it really doesn't matter what order you bowled. It was just
yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, the 10th frame still matters. It's still the last shot, so you still want somebody who can throw that shot. I like it on this team. I like Anthony bowling on the bottom.
Yeah, we were a little disappointed.
Never afraid. He's always throws good when he needs it.
Yeah, I was about to say we were a little disappointed that EJ wasn't bowling this year because that could have been one thing where they could have had an argument about who bowled anchor, like the PBA League every year.
We don't have an argument there.
Yeah, I think Anthony bowls 5. I like
Anthony's
because Kyle likes to get he likes to get a little fiery, so I think him bowling towards the bottom is good too. I think putting him in the leadoff spot.
Dusty firing in here.
Was that X a strike or just meant like any other player?
No, yeah, he meant a strike. You want a strike to start.
Yeah, I would go Barnes 1, Vi 2, Darty 3, Kyle 4, Simon 5.
Okay, so Barnes, Vi, Doherty, Troop, Simon. Is that the order you said? Right. Okay.
That's what I said, yeah.
All right. Well, you can do our team if you want. I'm presuming.
Jesper's going to lead off. No, I won't have Jesper leading off. I won't do that to you. Jesper will bowl 5. Dom will bowl 4.
You obviously haven't bowled with Jesper very often.
He doesn't like that. But all right, well.
You almost have to have a fist fight with him for him to go 5th.
Well, he's going to have to do it. I don't know what he's got another choice. Just suck it up. He got to bowl the bottom. Dom can't bowl the bottom. He's too busy figuring out before he throws the ball what the RG and diff is and the ball he's going to switch to next. You can't be having that.
Oh man, you and Dom are the greatest, right? Like when Dom's bowling well, you're watching him. You're like, wow, that's unbelievable. I just don't know I can do that. And Dom watches you all the time. He's like, fucking Bill, how do I get my hand in that position to make that strike?
And I'm at home like I got to change my grip. Damn it.
Yeah, and Dom like literally comes to the PBA truck every year to start the season. He's like, oh shit. And I'm like, what? And he goes, all them are dead. I don't have that grip or weight anymore.
Alan wants to know,
what you got to do is listen. When you get there, whatever balls Dom brings, I would take 2/3 of them out. Just give him 3 balls and say, here, this is what you got. Figure it out, and it'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, it did get worse for him once the Brunswick Ebonite merger, because now he gets 25 balls a clip every time you have releases. That doesn't help him greatly. How do you as a member of that staff? How do you sort through that? Like when they release 20 at a time, because it sounds like a lot, but it's not really because it's all the brands. But
I don't drill all of them. That Eric Krause will send me the ones that he knows that I'm kind of stick to the same similar cores and covers and kind of mix and match, and then whatever new ones come out that are off of those, he sends them to me. I don't drill everything, and I don't waste time anymore. If I change the surface to this one, or if I drill this one a little weaker, I don't do any of that. I throw it down the lane. It goes down the lane like 2 games. If it looks like I think you need 2 games, a game, I throw it down and it's like, nope, this is going to work. I'm just not going to do it anymore because we have enough balls that I like that I don't have to not putzing around with making things fit in or work. It's when I throw a ball down the lane at this point, I know if I'm going to like it or not, or what they do and where to go from there.
It is one of the biggest advantages of being with a company for a while like that is you have a set of things. You're looking for something that fits a spot, and either it fits the spot or it doesn't fit the spot. Kind of. So.
Right. I know, for example, for us, like the radical balls do a very specific thing. And so I don't need to drill 12 of them because they're in that same kind of, they're really good for what they're good for. And I'll keep 3 of them. Here's my bag of the radical balls. They're kind of tumbly. They roll. I can play them a little straighter. And so I don't have to drill multiples of all those balls because I know what they do and I have the good ones that I like and they stay there.
Yeah, I mean, it makes perfect sense. Do you ever watch? Is there a guy on the staff who you like? I don't know, oh, he likes that ball. I often like a lot of the same balls he likes. If he's got one that's working well, do you have a guy like that?
For a while, years ago, Tommy and I were like that, where we would like the same balls, but hardly anymore. Not that much. We don't. Me and him or Darty definitely not. We never like the same balls. Andrew Anderson, sometimes. I would say Andrew probably is the closest one now that I would say that we often have been liking the same type of balls. But even then, like, there's always a couple balls that I'm throwing that no one else likes.
Yeah. And like, I feel like Dom has a really hard time with that because he knows that like Doherty's like so far over there that he's basically, if Doherty likes it, he's never going to drill it. And then he feels like you throw it one different way and like he can't do that. So if there's a ball that you're doing really well with, he's kind of they're out. And then like he feels like him and Tommy should be kind of similar, but then he talks to Tom and he's just like, I can't. Like he just
Why doesn't Dom just throw the balls that he likes?
because I don't, but because I think he's trying to sort through it in his brain. So he has the ones, you know. It's just funny, that's all. Like with the way you're saying it, like it shows how many balls there are. If like you can have a group, Doherty can have a group,
yeah,
and there's still plenty left.
Well, Doherty has the best like process for it all. He uses like 6 balls. He doesn't mess around. He's like, these are the balls I'm using. That's it. Because then he just goes out there and he's like, okay, this is my step down from this. This is the step up from that, and then he just goes, and he's not worrying about all this other crap.
It's funny because he is very set in 100%. He believes in the way he sees it. It makes him unbelievably awful for Maldonado to bowl with. It's hilarious because Doherty's like telling Maldonado that one's terrible. Maldonado's like, I've got an 8-bagger, and it's so funny. Well, like when Maldy's bowling well, he's just like, whatever, Tom. But if Maldy's not bowling so good, he knows that Tom's smarter than he is, so he keeps asking Doherty questions. And then he just gets like, ah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Tom's using a ball that's like 6 years old. It's got like 7,000 games on it. And he's like, this is the ball I'm using. It's like, well, how am I replicate that thing? Yeah.
So
no,
now
I can't drill an old ball on the truck that also has 200 games on it. I can't find that.
I mean, it's fun because Doherty is like convinced because of how early he rolls everything that anytime it doesn't strike, it burn up. So now me and Maldonado, because we bowled with him in Houston, one of the tournaments, every time we don't strike, we just look at each other and go, burn up. Even if the ball doesn't hook the whole lane, burn up.
He's probably right, though.
Well, look who joined us. Having Dom not like the balls you like is a plus.
I don't think that you have a problem, Tom, ever finding balls for you because, like that command, Doherty made that look amazing, and everybody else is like, maybe I'll drill one. Tom's like, and then nobody used it.
Tom brings his own balls. They sit in his trunk. He brings his own. He's like, oh, I have this this ball was made in 2013. I'm going to drill that today. Yeah, I don't even think he goes in the truck anymore. Yeah, I got this heat here. I'm going to throw.
Nobody else in the building can make it wrinkle. Doherty's played 5th hour with it.
So now that Doherty's on here, maybe you can tell us, if you were captain, who would you have picked? For those final 2 spots after Kyle and Vi.
I would have went down the point list just like you did. That's what I would have done. And I'm getting softer as I get older too. I would have picked Tom because he hasn't been there yet, and EJ's had bowled there a few times. So
there we go.
Or I would have picked me, so I could have won.
Yeah,
but you'd have already been in the team because you were the captain.
I should have been the captain. Let's have that discussion now. Let's do it. Let's set this up for future years, would you?
Okay, Charlie. Yeah, it is going to the first session. If you go on webercup.com, all the details are there for the schedule and everything. But we start next Thursday, which is the 14th. I believe the first session is 6 p.m. local, which is 12 p.m. Central Time. You can watch it on a streaming app called The Zone. It's DAZN. It's in the App Store. It's $19.99 for the month. It has a bunch of other sports on there, specifically boxing. So if you're into boxing, you probably already have the DAZN app because they have a shit ton of boxing on there. You could probably have seen Anthony Joshua get his ass kicked on DAZN. I think he might be one of the few matchroom fighters who isn't on there. But anyway, $19.99 for a month is the answer.
Alan wants to see you get off the fence.
Alan, I pissed you off 5 minutes into this video. I'm not scared to piss everyone off, just certain people.
I did show up to his place wearing my my Mookie Betts replica jersey yesterday, so he was happy with me. But,
no. You want me to make a joke about it being a replica jersey, or should I just leave it alone?
Oh no, you can go ahead and fire him because he did say the same thing everybody else said because Mookie's number is 50 the first time I wore it.
And Doherty was just wow. Doherty loved that when Barnes wore that Mookie 50 jersey.
Oh right, I forgot about that.
Yeah. You're putting your age in your jersey now? What is
Martin says, will there be a PBA League draft in 22 where Bill will be Randy's sidekick and get all the predictions right?
I think I would do it again. Yeah. If there's like the second round, if I pick a guy, I just clouded the person. He's not getting drafted. That's it. There's just like there'll be like 10 picks left, and I'm like, no, this is it right here. This is Andrew Anderson. Here it is. And it'd be like 10 more picks. Like, nah, see you next year, buddy.
And Flanagan was taping the whole thing.
Yeah, that was brutal. No.
It was a documentary of the emotions you go through in getting picked for the PBA League, or not.
I do take partial credit for Andrew winning Player of the Year that year, though. A little bit. I get a little credit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I picked him, and I clouded him for the draft. He didn't get picked, and then he bowled with a chip on his shoulder the rest of the year, and he won Player of the Year. You're welcome.
There you go.
Yeah, that's it. I've seen this. The Fire Lake Bowling Center sign. Is that you have another sponsor?
Yeah.
Are you still paying off that hole in the wall, Chris?
Hasn't been fixed. I can tell you that. Chris might have paid for it, but it hasn't been fixed.
Platinum Ford.
What if they just clip that piece of the sign off of the screen here and put it over top of the hole to cover it up?
All right, I got it.
See, this is what happens. Like, when you're a good bowler like yourself, you can decide to, bowl part-time, not bowl the summer swing. When you're struggling like me and Chris, you have to drive the entire summer swing, and then you have to run a podcast and get sponsors.
Listen, I respect the hustle.
We've all got our crosses to bear.
I put my wife to work. That's what I did.
Oh, I do that too.
You guys drive around and do podcasts and stuff, and I just tell you, good morning, hon. See ya. Enjoy your day. That's what I do. And then I cut the grass or something.
And your strategy makes more money.
This is great.
Yeah.
Alex says
my strategy has a pension.
Who is Ben Simmons? Is that an American reference? I'm too English to understand. He's an Australian basketball player who plays for Bill's. Might play for Bill's Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah, he's currently kind of employed, sort of.
He's refusing to play. He's doing the he
actually started that at the end of last season. He just didn't tell anyone.
He didn't tell anybody. Right.
Well, no.
This one out.
He changed. He started off and he refused to shoot. And when that didn't work, he refused to dunk the ball. And that didn't work, and nobody noticed. Now he just refuses to turn up.
This is one of the most amazing things I've seen in sports is this whole thing. Because normally when you have something like this, and then you have that person's like camp, like leaking stuff constantly about all these different things, and this didn't happen right, and this didn't happen right. Usually you get kind of like a polarizing reaction to it. People are on both sides. They're like, no, Steve, this has been 100% against them. I've never seen anything like it. No matter what comes out, everyone's like, nope, don't believe that, you dummy. Just come here and play, would you? No one's buying any of it.
Yeah, it's
when the superstars came out and basically leveled him for just not addressing some. I thought that's when it swung. I mean, not being a local guy, I don't know, but from the outside stance, Shaq.
Yeah, I mean, he for the last 3 or 4 years was pretty pro Simmons, I would say, here for a long time, probably like 70-30, I would say. There were still a lot of people who were like against him because he wouldn't shoot it. And then when he did, he would take these like goofy, like turnaround fadeaways, like he was like Dirk Nowitzki or something. It's like, dude, you don't shoot when no one's around you, and now you're taking these like one-footed fadeaways. Why? Like, doesn't make any sense. But then like now it's forget it. Oh, there isn't anybody here that's in his camp now, just because the way everything was handled the whole summer. It's just such a mess.
So do you think he's going to end up coming back and playing?
He's going to lose a lot of money, and I don't think they're trading him until they feel like they're getting something that they want, and I don't see that happening soon. So I don't know. The whole thing is weird because I know they were Sixers. We were all holding that hope that like Lillard was going to ask out, and that was the trade, and they were going to send everything to Portland and get Lillard. But like, if he wanted to come play in Philadelphia, it would have already happened.
Yeah.
So obviously that's not something he wants. So that would have already been done. So I don't know what they're waiting for. Worse, Jason. It was worse. It was the worst ever, literally.
Oh, he can't be worse than Drummond. So
no, in the playoffs.
Okay.
For the playoffs, with like the amount of attempts he had, he was statistically the worst playoff free throw shooting percentage.
And that's the knock on him, is he just doesn't really actually work on it, or
I don't know, because then every summer they put out these, like, him and his people put out these like propaganda videos of like him him in the gym shooting a bunch of threes. It's like, great, you clipped the three that he made and made it into a highlight reel, and it's like you could clip me shooting jumpers, I'd look like an NBA player. But I don't know. I think he does work on it. I think he's just afraid, like,
because Philadelphia is a really big city.
He is an elite.
But the thing is, like, even during the playoffs, he was going to the free throw line at home, and people were giving him a standing ovation, shooting free throws, because they were trying to will him to put one in the basket.
Anyway, we should probably wrap this up. I'm not sure anybody's tuning in for Philadelphia radio here. We could have got Tom Byrne on. That would have been kind of entertaining.
Again, yeah, we should have Tom on next time.
He's got an opinion about. He'd probably have an opinion about the Weber Cup. He's brilliant. But anyway,
give him a few minutes. He'll work. He'll
be like, this Williams guy stinks. No, that's Mad Dog. Mad Dog says everybody stinks. He'd be like, T stinks.
So this year, I believe it's a race to 19. What's your prediction?
I think it's going to be closer than last year. Actually, last year it got close because we lost a bunch at the end. I don't know. I think it's going to be close. I'm going to say US 19-15.
There you go.
Okay.
Do I get a Beef and Barnzy T-shirt if I hit it on the nose?
You can have a Beef and Barnzy T-shirt anyway if you want.
I know, but I'd take two if I.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
You just go to beefandbarnzy.com and tap in your credit card details. You're all good to go. Get as many as you
want. All right.
Did you see Big Mike? Big Mike sporting the Beef and Barnzy shirt on his show because he lost the bet.
No, I didn't see that.
I took Frankie. He took you in the playoffs.
Oh, is that what? Okay, I knew you guys had a bet. I didn't know that was.
So that's what it was about, and he got to write anything he wanted on the board, like within reason.
Right.
And I don't think he's ever going to forgive you because he was frothing at the mouth, waiting to club me because he predicted at the start of the year that I was going to be his comeback bowler of the year or whatever he wanted, bullshit. And of course he was like, oh, I was going to destroy you with this board. And I was like, well, sorry, blame Bill. So he was.
Yeah, but what you did this year, though, is you really set it up. So then you had a worse year this year than the one before. So now you're destined to comeback player of the year.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice if you had a few more events to choose from.
Yeah. It is first to 18, not 19.
There's a rookie been reading.
All right, Cap. There you go, Captain.
It changes every year. The 1 year switched to 23.
Right, then I'll adjust my prediction. Everybody's down one. I'm going to go 18-14.
18. Oh, we beat you 1 year, 18-14, I think. I think that was the one where I asked you if you wanted to chop when you guys were up about 12-2 and you look around and you're like, who are you talking to?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Beef and Barnzy merch. You can go on beefandbarnzy.com and
you can't use that code on beefandbarnzy.com. We don't give discounts.
True.
Get that shit out of here.
They're pre-discounted. You guys are like Apple. The brand is so strong that there's no need for discounts.
Oh dear.
We have to have him on for a little basketball talk next time around, though. So he can bring some real heat.
He will. He's ready. He did the other day. He's in his bedroom. I have two big those fathead stickers of Embiid and Simmons above his bed, and he was like, I walk in the room and he's standing on his bed and he's like pointing at the Simmons one. He's like, "You let us down the playoffs." I was like, "Jesus, man, go to bed."
The only thing is you just don't want Gavin to have as many years of misery as you've had being a Philadelphia sports fan.
No, he's gonna have to get used to it. This is just how it is. I'm ready to do this process all over again. To be honest with you.
Alan Riley coming in. Chris Barnes discount. I literally spit water out of my mouth. Yeah.
Chris is like the old free for me, full price for you. It's like the I want the lanes hard.
No, I will defend Chris. I'm going to defend Chris here because I always defend him on this. Chris is only cheap with himself. He's always been very fair to everybody, especially me. He's always bought stuff and he's always treated. Whenever we went to his house, he always bought all the food and the drinks and everything. Mm-hmm. So he's not cheap when it comes to us. He's only cheap with himself.
And people he doesn't like.
Well, yeah.
Oh dear.
All right, last Bill question. What's the Eagles' record this year?
6-11. I had to do the 17 game math real fast.
That's fair. It's a little weird this year.
Or forever.
Yeah.
So.
All right. I think we've.
That's a good one, there, Don.
Be fair.
Oh shit! All right, thanks, Bill.
All right, we'll see you guys. Good luck next week.
I appreciate you coming on. Anybody you'd like to thank on your way out?
Oh, I mean, as always, Hammer, Vice, Platinum Ford, Fire Lake Bowling Center.
Fire Lake Bowling Center was pretty good to you.
Yeah. I did. Yeah, it's a very that place. I've had two really, really good trips there, and then the next 3 times we were there, I don't think I cashed.
Oh, you've just
very, very bizarre.
Before you go, you've got to tell everybody the story of you and Bell in the car the day that you bowled that one day. That was in Fire Lake, right? Wasn't it? Where you bowled the most horrific block ever, and you sat in the car with Belmo, and Belmo goes, "I envy you, Bill."
Oh yeah. What did he say? Oh, because he said something. It was very Kanye Westish. He said something like, "I envy you because I can never watch myself bowl."
Oh no! I was talking about the one where he told you that
there's too many of these stories.
Didn't he tell you, "I envy you because you've had the worst day of your bowling career, and I've still got mine to come"?
I don't remember that. That is good. That sounds like something he would say.
That's how Gotcha told
story. We remembered it.
Yeah, Gotcha was like, I had to lock the back doors so Bill didn't just get out the car and just drive after we were driving along.
Listen, when you do this as long as we've done it, you're gonna have those days. So you have to make sure it's okay that someone makes fun of you for it because you got to know it's coming.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like that the last time I bowled in Jonesboro, but then I bowled in Jonesboro again. I thought
maybe just stop going to Jonesboro.
Well, yeah, I mean, the first time I went, I was like, this place is amazing. I was the second seed. I ended up third. Now I've been closer to third bottom the last 2 times I bowled. So, yeah, good time.
That's just a Jonesboro thing.
That place.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
Ooh, a little rough.
Listen, you kept me on 2 minutes too long.
There we go.
The viewers started going back up again.
Well,
All right, with that.
All right. See you guys
all
later.
right.
See ya.
Thanks, Bill,
See ya.
for coming on. As always, Bill, very entertaining and very insightful on many different levels. So,
Just not the Bubba Cup.
well, not as much, but we probably will have a show next Tuesday from England, as we won't be doing a lot. And then Thursday will be much tougher because we'll be about 2 hours before showtime. So we'll figure out what we're going to do there. But I imagine we'll have some live from the Weber Cup updates. Check those out on YouTube. And gosh, I guess until next time, when you get a chance and you have a choice, please support the sponsors that support us. Storm, Rotogrip, 900 Global, Vice, Coolway, 3G Shoes, Bowler's Mark, Mark Baker Bowling, Fire Lake Bowling Center, Platinum Ford, and Lightning Strikes.
And True Grit Coatings.
And True Grit Coatings. Get off the line. There we go. We're going to get it right here pretty soon.
Yep.
But until then, safe travels. Stay safe. God bless.
See you later.